The Eternal Repository, Finding the Forgotten, Mending the Found. Entity number 227, Model Fighter Squadron. Description: Entity 227 is a group of sentient aircraft fighters, composed of miniature model plane kits. The planes in the squadron can vary, but from captured specimens, most appear to be P-51D Mustangs from the American Army Air Force during World War II. All recorded specimens of Entity 227 are measured as 12 inches by 14 inches by 4 inches. Footnote: measurements in length, width, and height, respectively. End footnote. Behavior: instances of Entity 227 fly in groups of 30, and always in a Vic formation, with extra fighters being placed at the back of the formation to create another Vic. The squadron usually has 3 Vs, though sometimes a few fighters are missing from a previous battle. In any appearance of the squadron, at least 3 or more planes are damaged from various types of attacks, usually gunfire from other quote-unquote planes. Other model planes have been discovered, such as BF-109s, B-25s, and a singular HE-111. While very rarely spotted, it is assumed that these planes of differing factions engage in aerial combat with one another. Footnote: the Vic formation is a formation devised for military aircraft, and first used during the First World War. It has 3, or sometimes more, aircraft fly in a close formation, with the letter at the apex and the rest of the flight in echelon to the left and the right, the whole resembling the letter V. End footnote. When spotting a human target, Entity 227 will immediately begin firing their weapons at them. These weapons can include, but are not limited to, 6-wing cannons, bombs, rockets, and others. These weapons, though smaller in scale from their front room's counterparts, can easily pierce through tissue and cause the same damage as a full-sized plane. Footnote: Entity 227 instances have shown passiveness and even friendliness to MEG members who wear combative ranks. End footnote. Biology: instances are manned by no visible crew. When attacked, no pilots are seen ejecting. When disassembling an Entity 227 instance, its fuel, ammo, hydraulics, and various other components mirror that of a P-51D Mustangs. The materials these components are comprised of have been observed to be different than their counterparts. Hydraulic systems are composed of bones and liquid pain, despite its lack of traits needed to activate an instance's flaps or landing gear. Entity 227 instances are seen firing a large amount of bullets and deploying ordnance, though, when theoretically running out of ammo or ordnance, it is restocked by unknown means. Due to the large variation of ammo types, information about documented rounds has been provided below. Bullet types: ammo color, orange; ammo type, tracer; contents: when opened, the bullet was found to be completely empty. Ammo color, black; ammo type, armor-piercing; contents: the bullet contained what resembled an onyx crystal shard from Zone 4 of Level 197, Crystal Caverns. Ammo color, red; ammo type, armor-piercing incendiary tracer. Contents: the shell had a variety of contents, mainly being fire salt and shards of Leviathan's teeth. Ammo color, blue; ammo type, high explosive. Contents: when opened, the shell immediately detonated and killed 4 MEG operatives investigating an instance of Entity 227. These rounds are theorized to contain massive amounts of vile fire salt that detonates when the shell casing is breached. Explosives: explosive marking, blue bombs; payload weight, 4.5 kilograms. Contents: blue marked bombs held almond water infected with the disease. Explosive marking, black bombs; payload weight, 13.6 kilograms. Contents: black bombs could not be inspected. When a piece of the shell casing was removed, lightning escaped and struck whoever was in the arc. It's thought that these bombs are odd forms of lightning bottles. Note: see Object 42, Lightning in a Bottle. Explosive marking, yellow stripe rockets; payload weight, 0.64 kilograms. Contents: Inside of the device was a large amount of miniature Ngoyathers, explosive marking, black stripe rockets, payload weight, 0.40 kilograms. Contents. When opened, the black rockets immediately detonated. It is still unknown what resides in a black striped rocket. The reasoning for why this small caliber ammunition causes such high impact damage is still unknown. Currently, the leading theory is that, regardless of their contents, the bullets, bombs, and rockets all have the same density or explosive mass that would be seen in full-size ordnance. How this occurs is unknown, especially with the ammunition's payload. Discovery. A wanderer named Tommy Price first brought instances of Entity 227 to the Meg's attention on Level 11, the Endless City. The man had a lengthy report on how he had found a group of Entity 227, and it has been documented below. I had found these little plane models sitting down in Level 277, Securitas site, I believe it was. They were all lined up on a long table and looked like they were being repaired and restocked. I approached them because I thought that they were just some models that a hobbyist was making. Their engines started igniting, and propellers spinning, and pretty quickly I realized that these little planes were not made by some hobbyist. If they were, that some bitch must know what he's doing. At that time, I had my cap on, and as I got closer, they didn't move like I thought they would. Out of nowhere, they formed into 3 Vics on their little makeshift runway. They looked as if they were about to take off, but they just sat there, engines whirring. Footnote: the hat mentioned is Tommy's Vietnam War veteran cap, which may explain the passiveness from Entity 227. End footnote. As I got close, the little P-51s let me pick 'em up. They were really fucking heavy for a small model plane, but this whole place is run to shit. I felt a little bit of comfort around 'em. Might be 'cause I'm a veteran myself, because there's something I recognize, or some other subconscious trait. Whatever it was, I stuck around in that place for a pretty long while. Those planes flew around me and shot down those damn monsters that tried to charge me. Little things caused as much damage as a full-sized 12mm cannon, so I'm glad those little shits didn't turn their guns on me. Decided to bring 1 or 2 with me to Level 11 to see if I could find one of y'all's outposts. I made as much sense of it as I could, and you kids are much younger than I am. Do's and don'ts. Do. Evade fighters. Take shelter when hearing plane engines. Carry head and body protection when entering levels with verified reports of Entity 227's presence. Have a combative with you or a set of military ranks. Don'ts. Chase fighter planes. Attempt to destroy fighter planes. This article is related to the Eternal Repository and the Unbound Explorers Coalition, or the UEC.